Now let's talk about switch statements a little bit. Switch statements are a special statement type that was created for convenience. It's basically there to make your life easier and your code easier to read. Basically, if you want to use them, you'll want to use them, excuse me, when you need to do one thing from a list of options. And so the syntax looks like this. And there's a few new keywords here, but we'll go over it on the next couple slides. The switch can always be replaced by an if, else statement chain. But it's just a lot easier to read. So how does a switch statement work? Well, the program simply jumps to the case constant that matches the controlling expression's value, or it jumps to the default label if there are no matches, and executes all subsequent statements until reaching a break. So let's take a look at this in a side-by-side example. Here you see some int that stores an integer value. If, when the program is executed and it gets to this section of the code, if some int equals 2, then the program will jump to case 2 and execute everything up to the first break that is encountered. Once it hits the break statement, it's going to cause it to jump out of the switch. Now usually there's a break statement that's placed at the end of every case block, so in this case here, and if there's other ones. But it's not a requirement, and they're sometimes omitted for good reasons. Now some notes. Be sure to put a colon after each case constant. So you see we got a colon there. And even though the statements following the case constants are indented, the braces, or braces in general, are not necessary. So right here you might think that you might want to put a brace. Well, with the switch statement, they're not necessary. So it kind of goes against normal convention. So just be aware of that. Also, the controlling expression should evaluate to either an int, a char, or a string. And proper style dictates that including the comment and switch after the switch statement's closing brace. So that's talking about this down here. So that way it's easy to see when you're reading your code when the switch actually ends.